Welcome to the Alchemist Show. This is a student-produced radio show by the digital media class at the Perryville Career and Technology Center. On mic is Eric,
Bennett,
and Brendan.
Today we have for you, the question is, if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go? I would either go to Germany, because I have friends that move there, and it would be awesome to go there and see all the amazing things that they have there. And my other choice would be to go to London and the UK to see some of the wondrous works of art and the way their living and culture is and how it's different to ours.
So, what kind of family do you have down in Germany?
Or friends.
Yeah.
Basically, they're my parents' friends.
Mm-hmm.
They come down every now and then, but lately they haven't.
So they come to America?
Yes.
So I don't think. So I assume you never been down to where they live.
Nope.
Yeah.
Never?
Nope.
Wow.
Well, I kind of feel you because I had a friend who was a foreign exchange student. He was from Germany and he came to this school. I don't know why I picked this school, but he came to this school for a year and then he had to go back. He can't just live in America forever. But he was best friends with my best friend, so that made me kind of friends with him. But he was a pretty cool guy. So.
Sweet. Alrighty. Well, I got a good place that I think I might visit, and that's like the Bahamas. I think it might be a good place because they have a bunch of tropical islands and resorts for you to take a look from.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but they also have a lot of experiences for everybody worldwide to enjoy. You know, like scuba diving, snorkeling, power cruising, all that stuff, right?
A lot of water.
Yeah.
Don't bring your phone.
Plus, don't you think it's also the perfect place to escape from your difficulties? You know, like working, paying your bills, all that stuff.
What about paying for food? What about paying for your ticket to go there or paying for the hotel?
That I actually did not think about. But that's a good point. Yeah.
There's no money in the Bahamas. We barter by trading seashells for various goods and services.
Oh boy, yeah. And yeah, I also think it might be a good place to spend your vacation with your special someone, wifey. Yes, I said wifey. And
Why
maybe
would you even say that? Why would you put the Y at the end?
I just felt like it, all right? And
fired.
maybe even with your family too, yeah. Right?
Eh.
Okay. I think it's a good place because the Bahamas has a lot of adventure, culture,
Oh, yeah.
history, and events that happen there too to make up your vacation time.
Plus, it's consistently warm there.
Yeah.
You know, it's not warm one day and then snowing the other day.
Yeah. So never bring your coat then.
That'd be wonderful. And you get
Yeah.
a nice tan, wouldn't you, Brendan? I can imagine you going to the Bahamas for a week, coming back, and you'd just be golden brown.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would look handsome like that.
You'd come back looking like Fabio. You know, be on every romantic novel cover until you die.
Oh.
Living
How
the
sweet
true
would
legacy.
that be?
True legacy.
How sweet would that be? Plus, I really want to go there because I've never, ever done some of these things before. Like I said, you know, I never done scuba diving, power cruising. I have never done any of that stuff before.
So you're telling me you don't scuba dive every day?
No.
In many of Missouri's beautiful oceans?
No. I've never done that before, okay?
All right.
And I just want to go there because I think it'd be fun, that's all.
Well, oh yeah.
Good times will be right ahead.
Bahamas, great place for vacations.
Yep.
But the place where I want to go is Iceland, which is the opposite of Bahamas. You know, beautiful, nice and warm in Iceland. It has ice in the name. But it's not that cold. Greenland's colder than Iceland, but...
Well, that's messed up then. Why would that country be named Iceland if it's not even, well, that cold or something?
Well, recently it was just called Island, but people kept mispronouncing it and it just turned into Iceland.
Wow.
That's a pretty anticlimactic way.
Shocking.
But anyway, so, I want to go to Iceland the same reason you want to go to Bahamas. It's really beautiful there. The people down at Iceland, or technically up at Iceland, not down. People up at Iceland, they preserve their country. It's very beautiful. There are beautiful waterfalls. It's a very volcanic place. There's a lot of volcanoes, geysers. It's really cool.
Geysers I can handle. Volcanoes, I'm not too sure.
Well, I mean, the Iceland is not constantly overflowing with lava, and there are not thousands of casualties every day. Don't worry.
Oh,
but
lots of relief.
That'd be awful. In Iceland, not only do I like the scenery, but the nightlife is also great. There are surprisingly a lot of clubs in Iceland, and they stay up for ungodly hours because being up somewhere like Iceland, the sun's not out too much. It's mostly cloudy or nighttime, so they have a lot of time in the night to party. But I'm not much about the party thing.
I just like, doing your everyday partying.
Oh yeah, staying up until 2 a.m. Apparently Iceland has an alcohol problem, which is probably due to all their partying. But I'm not about that life.
You'd be a hard luck life there.
Ooh, thug life. You being a thug over there, Brennan. Thug life tattoo on your forehead. But
relax, I'm not gonna do that.
But in Iceland, I also want to go see the music, listen to music. But there's something that I've heard bad about Iceland, is that they actually have a tourist problem. So many tourists go to Iceland that there's more tourists coming into Iceland than people. So that's a big problem. That's about all I have to say about Iceland. So we'll be right back after these important messages.
How to be a great dad in 15 seconds. Bike ride, go fish, walk in the park, phone call, milkshake, play catch, picnic, fly a kite, tell jokes, laugh, talk, read a story, tell a story, bumper car, swing set, bowling, pillow fight, cut loose, stay tight. Whew. Because the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Dave, what are you doing?
Just sending a gift to Dave 2037.
Who?
Me in the future. I save a little money from every paycheck as a gift to Dave 2037, so he can spend it on things like anti-gravity boots or a hologram Doberman, something cool like that. I think Dave 2037 deserves it. He worked hard. What are you getting Steve 2037?
I guess I was thinking Steve 2037 would just fend for himself.
Well, all right, but don't expect to be borrowing my anti-gravity boots.
You want to have money in your future? You got to start saving now. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
Hey, let's just hope Steve 2037 doesn't get his hands on a cool time machine, because he is going to come back here and knock some sense into you.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Hi, the Alchemist Show is back with another discussion topic. I'm Jackson.
And I'm Isaac.
Yeah, that's Isaac. And today we are going to be talking about counterculture. I'm going to start by talking about what is probably one of the most iconic examples of counterculture, hippies.
Oh, great hippies. Weren't they the most popular during the 60s and so anti-war?
Yeah, pretty much.
So what's with all these hippies?
Well, it started as a youth movement during the 1960s, mainly in protest of the Vietnam War and the establishment in general. Basically, they were all like, okay, I'm sick and tired of all this murder, I'm just going to get high and never cut my hair again. Well, there was more to it than that, but...
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm
Well,
sure.
please enlighten me.
Well, there was the free love movement.
Free love movement? Explain that.
Well, you see, this counterculture came to arise right after the sexual revolution, in which women had the right to have sex indiscriminately. What? Okay, and because of this, certain ideas about sexuality, particularly that of openness, hippies were more open about sexuality. And one of the most common ideas of this movement was the belief that love was to be shared with everyone, not just sex partners, and it was considered one of the big revelations of the movement.
Oh,
That's
man,
where make love, not war comes from.
Well, I could see how that definitely, comes from. Well, I actually got a topic for you. Hipsters. Now, you know everybody loves hipsters. The skinny pants and the fashionable beards, glasses, all the good stuff.
America's scapegoat.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, actually, these people have a very interesting history. These have been like going around since decades, but during the late 30s, the term was actually titled to hipster with an E, and they were usually people who fancied themselves with the knowledge of jazz culture and all that stuff. Well, a newspaper did a topic on them, and a typo happened, and they replaced the E with an I since it was hipster. I mean, it just caught on like wildfire. No one even noticed the typo.
But in the 50s, weren't they referred to as beatniks rather than hipsters? Because there's actually differences between hipsters and beatniks. While they both share recreational drug use and liberal ideologies, one of the biggest differences with beatniks was that while hipsters wore like tight-fitting clothing and were technologically savvy, beatniks wore like loose clothing and they were like all into jazz and poetry. Basically, take a less flamboyant Andy Warhol and give him a beret and bongos, and you'd have a beatnik.
Yeah, there have been a lot of speculations if the term hipster soon transformed into the term hippie. But yeah, since you've explained there are some major differences between them, they're probably just, strict speculations. Now, what's your opinion on the whole, like, hipster term? I mean, it's gotten a negative outlook, and for some, it's actually frowned upon.
I don't know, it's just people wearing clothes and listening to different music.
Well, I mean, yeah. But it also kind of relates to hippies, and it's like kind of respects the individualism, kind of.
Well, that doesn't make sense. You're showing your individuality by being part of a large group of people. That doesn't make sense.
It actually doesn't. You have a very good point. All right. I actually have nothing else on hipsters. That was basically their whole history.
Well, weren't they like also into like vintage stuff and listen to indie music?
Yeah, definitely. Like they're like separating themselves from the crowd, doing what was most fashionable at the time.
Aren't hipsters still around today, though?
Oh yeah, they are. You can easily spot them. They could probably win the best beard in a beard contest if you spot one. Well, I think that's all the time we have for this topic today. The Alchemist Show will be right back after this important message.
It only takes a minute to find out if you may have prediabetes, and you can do it at doihaveprediabetes.org. But you're probably not going to. Nope. I'm sure you've got a perfectly good excuse. Kids, work. I get it. You're busy. So what better time than now? Let's begin. Raise one finger if you're a man. Ladies, none yet. Oh, count in your head if you're driving. Now, 3 more fingers for everyone over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40, 1 more if you're not physically active, another finger if anyone in your family has type 2 diabetes, another if you've got high blood pressure. If you're overweight, raise another finger, 2 if you're very overweight, and 3 if you're really overweight. You've just taken the world's first audio prediabetes test. And if you're holding up 5 or more fingers, visit doihaveprediabetes.org or talk to your doctor. There's no excuse because prediabetes can be reversed.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hi, the Alchemist Show is back with another discussion topic. This time it is on favorite places that we visited and favorite bands. On mic this time is Robert.
Caleb Conte.
I'm Molly. I'm Brandy.
And I'm first going to be talking about one of my favorite places that I've ever visited, and it is Miami, Florida. The reason I like that place is because it has nice sunny beaches, and it is known for their warm weather, especially during the winter time when it's like in the 60s and 70-degree range weather. If anyone could choose anywhere to live in the world, then I would recommend this place for everybody to live. Even I would consider moving there in the future. According to what they say in a Times magazine, they said that it is known as the capital of Latin America and being center for trade, commerce, entertainment, pop culture, and the arts. Anybody have any questions about Miami or if they would consider moving there in the future?
I don't know about moving and living there, but I might visit just because I think they have like one of the highest or like really high like bad weather or hurricane and stuff like that recordings.
It seems like they always just have every once in a while they'll have like the big tornadoes in the summer or something like that.
I hear that most people there are like, they like to drink a lot. They like to have a lot of parties on the beach. Drink a lot.
I think that's what Miami's known for.
Yeah, I think that's what Miami's known for. Parties. I don't know.
Okay, and my name is Kerry Conti, and here, my favorite place I've ever been to is Memphis. Memphis has been the largest city in Tennessee since 2013. It's one of the youngest cities there, and it's founded in 1819. In broadest sense, Memphis is probably most known for its rich musical heritage, African-American history, and barbecue. There are two parts of the city, east and west, and it's the origin of the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, and his Graceland's mansion and Sun Studios where he recorded. Personally, I think it's a good place to live. A lot of people are nice. I really like their food. It's better than anything I had. And I tried a few places I never ate before. I would like to visit Elvis' house, but couldn't because of how much it costs. But I like their weather. Only it got hotter than any other places.
Hotter than any other place, like.
It's hotter than like over here or anywhere like if you're not in a big city or like because they're closer to the. I don't know what they're closer to. They're closer to something than us.
Oh,
like Slater?
Yeah, that.
I think they're in that
I don't know.
range, I think.
I don't think they're that far from us.
Not that far, but
like an hour. They're maybe 2 or 3 hours away. The Memphis is like what, 2 or 3 hours away.
4 hours away.
4 hours, yeah.
What kind of food you eat? You said you ate really good food there. Like.
IHOP.
There's
IHOP
a-
and Lone Star. I think
get-
it's called Lone
See?
Star or whatever.
Well, I have news for you. We have an IHOP in Cape.
Yeah, but I never really ate there before.
I think
Well, you can.
there's a really good barbecue place there. If I
welcome.
remember, there was a
Just
pretty
saved your
good
life.
barbecue place that I remember eating at there, but I don't remember the name of it.
You don't?
No.
I don't really like barbecue. Yeah, that sounds fun. Brady? No, I'll go. Okay, well, I like roller coasters a lot, so I think my favorite place is this theme park in Kansas City, Missouri. It's called Worlds of Fun, and it's like, I don't know, my favorite. And like it's like Six Flags, except well, it's basically the exact same as Six Flags. I'm not gonna lie, but it's like got a different theme of like the park, you know. But I don't know. I am from Kansas City, and I've been going to this like park since I was a young little child, so it's my favorite. And like I would prefer it over Six Flags, but you know, Six Flags is like an hour away, so when I go to theme parks, it's usually Six Flags, but I would prefer Worlds of Fun over it. It's my favorite place. It always smells good, and it's cool because like the themes of Worlds of Fun is like it's all like split up into different like
Cultures?
Yeah, cultures, like different parts of the world, and it's pretty cool. Like they have one ride called Fury of the Nile, and it's like and it's in Egypt, you know, and it's pretty cool. And then they have like a water park side, and it's called Oceans of Fun, and it's like based off the ocean.
Oh, it's kind of like Six Flags in a ways with the water park.
Yeah, it's like Six Flags, except it's just got a different theme. Like Six Flags is like superheroes and stuff, and it's the world, so it's pretty cool. I always enjoy myself. I love roller coasters.
Me too.
Is it
Same.
as big as Six Flags or is it?
They have
small?
one ride. I think. Well, okay. When I say it's like Six Flags, I mean it's literally like the rides are the exact same, except they have different names and different colors. But there's one ride there that they don't have at Six Flags, and it's like really huge. Like you can see it from like really far away. That's how I know I'm in Kansas City, is when I see the big roller coaster, and it's my favorite. And it's just, it's really big. But yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to go there, that place you were talking about. I was in Kansas City about 5 or 6 years ago, I think, and I wanted to visit that place, but we couldn't because it was raining, and yeah.
It's a lot of fun. I liked it a lot.
Bad timing.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah.
I'll probably go there.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Okay, well, my favorite place it's not as big as your guys's, but my favorite place would have to be Community Lake, just because of a personal reason. I like to go there whenever I'm feeling down and get my feelings out, and it's where I'm most comfortable at. And for Missouri, it's really beautiful there, and it always has been included in my life in some shape or form. So
I like the Community Lake. It's nice.
I'm trying to remember. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I went there.
I'm trying to remember the community.
Yeah, I've fished there before, so yeah.
That's like out on T-Road, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't been there in like several years, so.
I know some people
Yeah, me
that
neither.
died there.
I haven't been there in
that's
probably
wonderful.
3 or 4 years, maybe. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been there.
It's nice.
Had a few fun adventures there.
But did you almost die?
No,
No, it's not as cool.
emotionally, yeah. But
Emotionally, we're all emotionally
Oh.
dead.
I would go there even though I'm not much of a nature person.
I'm not a nature person either, but I love water.
All right. Well, cool. So, yeah. This has been our favorite places from The Alchemist Show. Yeah.
We'll be right back with a few messages.
Yeah.
You know what really gets a party started? Indoor baseball. Yeah, just find a broom or a pool cue, and you can use, like, anything as a ball. Cans, bottles, shoes.
Hey, bro, toss me that avocado.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb, but if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving, the ultimate party foul. Learn more at ultimatepartyfoul.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Today we decided to walk to school. At the corner, we waited to cross the street. The stoplight counted down. 15, 14,
31? I mean, 13?
We took a left on Carroll Garden Street.
Garden Street?
Loud music was coming from a car. Danny's a smart kid, but he gets so distracted.
There were so many other sounds, I didn't know what to focus on.
Danny, Earth to Danny. Suddenly, he realized he forgot his homework again.
I left my homework on the table.
At the school steps, we hugged goodbye. I really hope he doesn't have another bad day at school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free online resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Get personalized recommendations, practical tips, daily access to experts, and more. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org. Brought to you by Understood and the Ad Council.
Hi, welcome back to The Alchemist Show. We're going to be talking about weird fast food experiences. I'm Brendan Turner.
I'm Eric.
And I'm Brendan. So when it comes to fast food, obviously you can go there and get food quick. It's, usually delicious, depending on where you go, and it's easy and it's cheap. But when it comes to that, there's obviously some drawbacks. It's run by weird employees and there's weird customers. So we have some stories for you. Let's go ahead and have Brennan start.
Oh man, I'm telling you, seriously, weird fast food experiences. Oh man, seriously, don't get me started on that. I mean, seriously, answer me this, you two. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how angry would you be if your order was incorrect? Answer me on a scale of 1 to 10.
11.
I'd be mildly annoyed out of 10.
Oh man, same here for me. I mean, seriously, I think that's the only. I think that's like the main times when I see some bad fast food experiences. Plus, there was this one time when an employee, I think it was like from Sonic, but yeah, I think that's where it's at. Employee was giving me an order that I didn't even order.
Oh wow!
I was like ordered like a double cheeseburger, I think, with fries, and yeah.
That's impressive how you remembered that.
Yeah. I have good memory.
Was it a pivotal point in your life?
Not really.
I'm just messing with you.
Anyway, that's what I ordered, and an employee came out with a vanilla ice cream cone, and she said, "You have a vanilla ice cream cone?" And I was like,
That's the
I
weirdest
was
looking
like-
cheeseburger I've ever seen.
I was like, no, that's not what I ordered. Wrong order alert. That's not what I ordered. Yeah. Either way, it's disappointing that they that they don't get the order correct. That's what I'm getting.
It's always annoying.
That's what I'm seeing. Mainly incorrect orders.
Yeah. What about you, Eric?
All right, I'm gonna start this off with my fast food experiences. So I have been in the business with Sonic for about 2.5 years or so. So I have countless numbers of just experiences that are just horrible and good. Mostly horrible.
Yeah, really.
Here we go.
So I'm gonna talk to you guys about some of the crazier ones. So at Sonic, there was this guy, and his name I can't state for reasons, and he was dropping chicken strips into the fry basket and dropped the tongs because the grease splattered on his hands and they went into the fryer.
Oh no.
And his reaction
What'd he do?
and his reaction was to try and quickly grab them before they hit the grease. Well, they were already in the grease, but he grabbed them out barehanded, and at first he didn't make a face till he saw the other cooks looking at him with fear and sorrow. And he looked at his hand and immediately started screaming in pain. I don't know if he was just trying to forget about the pain or whatnot by not looking at it. Hey, maybe if I don't look at this, it won't hurt. I don't know what he was thinking.
Here's what I don't understand.
man.
He dropped the tongs into the fire because grease got on his hand. So he was just thinking, all right, I'll stick my hand inside the grease to grab it.
Basically.
Yeah, brilliant, right?
Wow.
Does he still have his hand?
Yes.
Wow.
It's just burned.
Apparently,
yeah, obviously.
apparently he didn't think straight.
Apparently not.
Hope he wasn't at KFC because someone would have mistaken it for a chicken leg.
Oh, no.
Probably tastes the same.
Oh. Then another time with a different person, they were cleaning out the fryers and they were supposed to only drain one at a time. I don't know how many times I have to tell people this, but instead of draining just one or two, he drained all 4 of them.
What?
And I came around the corner and I didn't notice what he was doing because I was too busy trying to make everybody's orders and everything. And then my shoes started to get uncomfortably warm.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, okay, so I turn around and look down, and there is grease all over the floor.
Oh my god.
Not only grease, but the fryer and all the gunk and everything, it was just pouring out onto the floor. And note you this.
And like it's extremely hot, right?
And note you this, it's about 350 degrees.
Yep.
Oh, man.
I look down, my shoes are melting.
Literally?
The other cook is freaking out.
I wonder why.
Oh, no. Oh, man.
Manager's staring at us with disbelief.
That's embarrassing, actually.
And on top of that, I was the closer, and it took 3 hours to clean.
Oh my
no,
god.
The closer. Oh, no.
That's...
Took 3 hours to clean it.
I hope you got paid extra that day.
Not really.
What?
Just normal wage.
Well,
and
I hope they're grateful for you. Well,
that's bad news for grease for you. It's gonna be a long time to clean it.
oh man. Well, I don't have any experience in the fast food industry, but my friends do, and they told me some really weird stories. So, obviously, I think Miss McDonald's is probably the stereotype of the slum of the fast food industry. I had a friend who was in McDonald's, and someone walked in and started threatening that he had a bomb. So there was a bomb threat in McDonald's one time. There was another really strange time. I have a friend who works at the drive-thru, and someone pulled up, and he was FaceTiming his sister. But apparently his sister was doing the thing that when a man and a woman love each other very much. That was going on while he was FaceTiming his sister. So his sister was FaceTiming his brother, and the guy in the car tried to show the drive-thru my friend, and he was like, no, just get your food and get out of here. But yeah, McDonald's. People that go to McDonald's. But this isn't really fast food, but I had a friend who worked at a restaurant. It was an Italian restaurant, and they recently hired this man from California. And we know because that's all he talked about. And he didn't last too long because the 3rd day he worked there, he was putting pizza dough inside of a pizza rolling machine, and his fingers were getting a little too close. So that means if that happened, his finger would get caught in there and it'd become a beautiful piece of pizza dough. And so the manager came up to him and tapped him on the shoulder and said, hey, don't put your fingers too close. We don't want you to lose a finger. And so the second that happens, the guy just walks away from the pizza roller, goes to the front of the door, puts on his jacket, rips off his apron, turns around, looks at the manager and says, "Why did you touch me there? You don't even know me. You can't touch me there." And he just tapped him on the shoulder, and he storms out, and he was never seen again. He worked there for 3 days.
What?
So now there's a job open there. But I've been saving the best story for last. This is actually a story from my parents. So
Oh, no.
this was actually before I was born. This is like the 90s, and a new Oreo milkshake came out, right? So my parents wanted to try it out at Jack in the Box. And so they were eating at Jack in the Box, they got their milkshakes, and then suddenly this lady busts in through the door. And she is extremely skinny, and she's also 9 months pregnant.
Oh,
and she has the look of just sheer determination on her face. She busts through the door, and she goes to the counter. She sprints to the counter, and she jumps over it like she's in the Olympics.
What?
No explanation. It was just like a big flash of light.
What?
Just running through. And so then she attacks someone working in the back. It was the fry boy. There are cups flying everywhere. It was insane. And then I hear a voice down in the kitchen saying, "Oh Lord, she had us a box cutter." And so she has a box cutter, wielded a box cutter, trying to slice up this guy in the fry, working the fryers. It was awful. My mom was obviously freaking out because a man might die today.
Oh, man.
But my dad was just nonchalantly eating his Oreo milkshake. He did not care. He was just scooping it into his mouth. My mom went to the other side of the room to not be attacked, and the fight ended up getting out of the kitchen into where everyone was eating. And so then my mom was really panicking. So I said she was on the other side of my room, but the dad was just still there. And they got to his table and they knocked the table over. But before they did, my dad just, calmly picked his milkshake off of the table so that when the table got tipped over, it wouldn't knock over his milkshake. He just kept eating his Oreo milkshake, didn't crack a smile, wasn't scared at all, just emotionless.
Wow.
And then the fight eventually went outside. The police were called. She was arrested. So apparently what happened was that the fry boy was cheating on her.
Wow.
And
No wonder.
so, yeah, the girl was 9 months pregnant, so she grabbed her nearest box cutter and she was gonna go on him like he was a FedEx package. It was insane. So, what we've learned here: don't go to Jack in the Box. Never cheat on your girlfriend if you're the fry boy. That's about it. And I guess Oreo milkshakes are great enough that you don't have to worry about getting attacked. That's all I have to say about this. Fast food is insane. Just
no kidding.
Get delivery. That's about it. So we will be right back after these important messages. Thanks for listening.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. This cat makes me make art. He's always motivating me to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. He's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Keyboard Cat, YouTube star and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Start yours today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you.
Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, I had one thing on my mind. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball every chance I could. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn the signs of a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Because the sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. I'm Paul George. Protect the ones you love. Spot a stroke F-A-S-T. Fast. Life is why. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Hi, everybody. This is the Alchemist Show back. I'm Isaac.
And I'm Jackson.
And today we're going to talk about cruddy sequels to great movies. Now, Jackson, let's talk about the Taken movies, starring the Irish actor Liam Neeson.
Aren't those the movies that teach us to never go to Europe?
Yeah, that hits the point. This action movie franchise actually starts off with just a pure action flick, which can't even speak today, which revealed Liam Neeson as a human killing machine out to save his daughter from good old Paris, France, from sex traffickers. Well, the movie did surprisingly well at the box office, But of course, that meant sequels were bound to happen, and that's when Taken 2 and 3 happened, and they aren't pretty. Let me just lay down one scene from Taken 2 that just sums up the stupidity of Taken 2. In the second one, Liam Neeson is actually captured this time, so he calls up his daughter and tries to find out where she is. Well, he tells her to get grenades from his briefcase in the hotel room, throw them off the roof, and then, depending on where the blast was, he would be able to tell how far away she was.
And they're in a city, right?
Yes, they are in Rome.
They're in Rome, and no one
She
lost
throws them into the public streets.
And she didn't get arrested, and no one started freaking out or anything?
No, because the movie...
Did they even make it clear she knew how to use them? Because I'd probably just throw them without even pulling the thing if I never knew what a grenade was.
I'm just saying, the movie doesn't even show the streets when she throws them. And then we're just supposed to be like, oh, okay, that's a smart idea.
So she commits terrorism and no one bats an eye.
Yeah, that's basically what she does. And we're supposed to support for her like, oh, that was a smart idea. It's like, no, that's a dumb idea. You may have killed somebody.
Not just someone, you could have killed lots of people.
Yeah, and then the third one is just really sad because it's just a blatant copy off of The Fugitive with Harrison Ford. And because that plot was basically someone killed his wife, but the police blamed the husband, but the husband didn't do it. So he's on the run from the police. That's what Taken 3 was.
Rather than doing actual action shots, they just did the same thing from a bunch of different angles. And,
oh, yeah.
And like gave you a seizure or something?
Yeah, give you eye seizures with just horrible choreography of action scenes. It's just cut here, cut there. Did anyone see what happened? No.
They cut more than a homicidal hairdresser.
All right, I know you've got some sequels to talk about. What do you want to talk about?
You know, I'm going to talk about the greatest cinematic achievement of all time, Sharknado.
Oh, didn't that only get a theater release just because of the title?
Well, the movie is ridiculous, but that's what makes it great. The people who wrote this knew it was ridiculous, and what makes it funny is the actors take it seriously, like they're in some AAA box office film. Like, it's like you're supposed to laugh at them because they're acting like their lives are at stake and don't even think for a second this is ridiculous.
So this is one of those so bad it's good movies.
Yes.
Oh, I love those type of movies.
Yeah, it is. But the thing is, though, of course, like any good movie, it comes out with sequels. Lots of sequels. In fact, there's a Sharknado 5 coming out soon.
Oh, no. Why?
And honestly, after the first one, it wasn't as good. You see, the funny part was that the actors took themselves too seriously, but over a while, they became more self-aware, and that, along with the combined production value, you lost the cheesy graphics and then it just came a bunch of cameos, and this isn't normal, and stuff like that. And then there's a cruddy Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
thing.
wasn't the
Fourth Awakens?
Yeah, the fourth.
Yeah, basically they took a funny joke and beat it. They took a horse and beat it till it was ground to sand. So yeah, first one, so bad it's good. Second one lost the charm of the first one and lost what made it funny.
Well, I mean, it's for these Taken movies, as long as that, shouldn't they know that the actors start questioning why they're starting to make sequels? Shouldn't that show as a bad sign?
Well, it's not that. It was more like I don't know. I guess it changed as it became more popular. They're like, hey, we're popular. This is crazy. Like they were more like it was hard to take themselves seriously when people thought they were funny. Then like they knew it was stupid, but that's what made it funny in the first place. Like they knew it and took advantage of the stupid premise, but now they're just rolling with it, and you're rolling off a cliff with how bad the movie is.
I see what you mean. Well, I think that's all the time we have for today for this topic. The Alchemist Show will be right back after this important message.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. My daughter Brooklyn was also a motivation for me to go back to school. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off.
At age 26, Kareem finished his high school diploma.
I could not have done it alone. I feel like if I didn't have anyone to push me, I wouldn't give a bother to do it. I got one milestone down the drain, and now I got to work on the next. I see the future is really bright for me. I feel like it doesn't matter the age, as long as you go back and get it done. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
No one gets a diploma alone. You have more support than you realize. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hi, and welcome back to the Alchemist Show. This time it is on music. On mic this time is Robert,
Caleb Conti,
Brandy, and Molly.
and today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite bands, Aerosmith. Considered by many as one of the best rock and roll bands of all time, formed in 1970, they became one of the best and are still rocking today with concert tours. Members include the lead singer Steven Tyler, lead guitarist Joe Perry, rhythm guitarist Brad Whitford, bassist Tom Hamilton, and drummer Joey Kramer. Their biggest hit is Dream On. Many others include Sweet Emotion, Walk This Way, Janie's Got a Gun, and What It Takes. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2001 and have made over a dozen albums. Any of you have any comments to say about that?
Wow. 12 albums. That's a lot.
I like Aerosmith. It's just I don't know many of their songs.
Well, I know a lot of them.
I feel like everybody's heard that Dream On song. On that
Yeah.
Skittles commercial or something.
Sometimes it gets annoying.
Well, yeah, it's the Skittles portrait commercial, yeah.
Caleb, any bands that you like?
Yeah, my favorite band is The Weeknd, especially their recent song Starboy and I Feel It Coming. Grammy-nominated R&B singer and performer, The Weeknd has created two big hits such as Can't Feel My Face and The Hills. He was born on February 16th, 1990 in Toronto, Canada, and in 2011 went on to working with Drake, Wiz Khalifa, and others. He said that Michael Jackson's Don't Stop Till You Get Enough helped him find his voice and reason he sings. Personally, I love his newer music more than the older ones, but I still like them all. I love how he puts passion in his songs and moves. Any comments on that?
Well, I don't really know a whole lot about that band.
The only song I know by them is I Can't Feel My Face.
And that song is not pro.
I like Starboy. I like Starboy.
My favorite band is Simple Plan. My favorite songs by them are You Suck at Love, Try, and this song Saved My Life. Simple Plan is a Canadian rock band from Montreal, Quebec. They have released 5 studio albums, and they are still playing to this day. They will be in New York on March 25th of this year. Their last album, Taking One for the Team, came out on February 19th of last year.
So, did the song Save My Life save your life?
No.
Also, just
do you think you might be able to?
Maybe one day.
Gotta hear it first.
Yeah, I don't know.
You Suck at Love's a good song, though. It really is.
Well, okay. I believe you. They're your favorite band. You probably.
Yeah.
I assume that you like them.
Yes.
Just a little bit, maybe,
little bit.
if they're your favorite.
They're okay. I mean, I don't really ever listen to much of classic rock.
Alright, well, my favorite band is Panic at the Disco. I haven't listened to them in a long time. I mean, like, not like I used to, not quite as religiously as I used to. But like
religiously.
Yeah, I mean, like, for real. I used to that was all I would listen to for like an entire year of my life. But I really liked them when I first started hearing them because I thought they were different, and they have, I have to like count. They have 5 albums out this year, which is as of right now, which is pretty cool. I don't know, when they first started playing, they just had such a weird sound. I thought it was really cool, and it was fun to listen to, and and so, yeah. And I also I I did my research, I guess you could say. I learned a lot about like the history of the people in the band, and I learned about like all these things. So I enjoyed the music and the people and just everything about it. And they're always my favorite. They're my obsession for a little bit of time. So that's probably why I still say they're my favorite, even though I don't listen to them as much as I used to.
Isn't there a song about it's talking about the bride and like at a wedding kind of?
Yeah, there's one that's set in a wedding. Yeah.
I can't remember what the name of that is.
It's called "I Write Sins, Not Tragedies."
Yeah.
It's a pretty popular
That's one of my favorite songs.
That was from their first album. They were like 18. They wrote this album about it. It was all like set in like, what are those called? I said it.
Face mask.
No, they were like in a, no, I don't know.
I don't know. Were they in some kind of masks or something?
No, I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, they were wearing masks, but that's not what I was thinking about.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, so they're my favorite. That's it. That's all I got.
That is all that we have for this topic today. We will be right back after this important message.
The Alchemist Show.